Hi, I have a GE monogram refrigerator. Water is collecting in the pan under the compressor and causing it to rust badly. What would cause this? This is a built-in style fridge with the machine section on top.
Can you guesstimate how old your GE is? And just to clarify, what's the exact model?
Models is 48 MA. Built 7-2002.
Do you plan on doing the work yourself?
Depends on what's wrong. Can't replace the compressor myself. But it's still working.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
That's about it. Compressor is very rusty but still working. Might pay to have it replaced but need to know the cause of the water.
See and you observe what is happening when the compressor is running? There are refrigerant lines leaving and returning from the compressor. The larger line is the suction line. It should be cool. Do you see any frost accumulating on this line, or so cold it is sweating and dripping water when the compressor shut off? There really is nothing up there that has to do with the ice maker, or defrost water from the evaporator.
I've never seen any frost on the line, and it appears to be well insulated. I've attached a pic. I guess condensation on the line is a possibility. No idea where else the water could be coming from. You're right, all the ice maker lines are at the bottom, nowhere near this area. Last time there was water, I soaked it up with a sponge and it stayed dry for a day or two. I checked back a week later and it had water in it again. Not a lot, just an ounce or two. But the presence of water under the hot compressor is causing it to rust out very quickly. Possibly a related issue, I noticed that the condenser fan, right behind the compressor, was rubbing a bit on the frame. I could tell because it was making a buzzing noise. I was able to pull the fan out a bit on the motor shaft so that it spins more freely now. Could an underperforming condenser fan cause this issue? Haven't seen water collect since I fixed the fan, but that was only a day ago. I guess time will tell.
Don't see how the condenser fan issue could in any way affect water under the compressor. Check where the refrigerant lines go down in the freezer. If the opening is not sealed well around the lines, you could be getting cold air from the freezer into this area, and the warmest spot is the compressor, so that's where the water would condense. You can use plumber's putty to seal the air leak. Also, I believe the evaporator, the cooling coil, is up high inside the freezer, so is the floor of the upper unit cold?
The evaporator coil is up top, but on the left side. The condenser coil and compressor are on the right side with a barrier in between. The water is collecting on the hot side, which is the opposite of what you would expect. I don't see how water would condense on a hot compressor. Water condenses on cold objects. The high pressure line from the condenser will burn your fingers when it's running. It's that hot. The water that collects underneath is over 100 F. I'm totally baffled as to where the water is coming from. I soak up the water with a sponge and the pan dries out quickly from the heat, then says dry for a day or two, but then suddenly has an ounce or more of water in it. Yet there is no drip or anything visible. Other than checking every hour, I'm not sure what to do. If there was a hole in the bottom of the compressor, it's badly rusted, could water be leaking out somehow?
If there was a hole in the compressor shell, it would leak refrigerant oil and refrigerant, and the fridge wouldn't cool. Could your model number be ZIS480DMA? And please provide the complete serial number.
Model is ZIS480DMA, serial is MD039596.
Aha! On this model, the evaporator is to the left of the compressor and condenser, on the other side of the barrier. When the evaporator defrosts during defrost mode, the water runs over to the pan, see the black tube? Under the compressor, where the heat from the compressor evaporates it. So, it is operating as it should. The rust on the compressor is normal for this fridge, it is not going to rust out for years.
Okay, that all makes sense, thanks. Still not happy about the rust, though. 2 final questions. The manufacture date is July 2002. Am I near the end of life for this compressor? If so, I'd rather replace it proactively than have it fail and lose all my food. I can see online that a new one is about $320. Any idea what I can expect to pay to have it installed? Thanks for your help.
The hardest thing on a compressor is running with a dirty condenser, so if you keep that clean, it should last another 5-6 years at least. The steel wall on the compressor is about 1/4 of an inch thick, so it has a lot of rusting to do to get a hole in it. To replace the compressor on this one is fairly easy. Out and in under 1.5 hours, and most of that time is pulling a vacuum. It also doesn't hold much refrigerant, less than 6 ounces. Depends strictly on the service rates in your area. $150, $200 would be a good estimate, not counting the compressor, of course.
Okay, good to know. If the walls of the compressor are really that thick, I guess this amount of corrosion is pretty trivial. Thanks for the help.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.